Okay, Cecile, the mic is yours. Thank you.
Welcome to Quantum Photonics. We are here with a very interesting topic about the use of YouTube, both having some positive and negative effects. And in our digital age, YouTube has become an unparalleled source of streaming content, captivating its vast array of videos or virtual subject imaginable. While it offers an incredible resource for information, entertainment, and connection, we cannot overlook the potential downsides that come along with this popular platform. What are the positive and negative aspects of YouTube, focusing particularly on its implications for loneliness and mental health? It is important to recognize that YouTube's recommendation algorithms, although designed to enhance user experience, may introduce bias or errors, potentially leading users down a path that can affect their well being. Additionally, the concept of parasocial relationships emerges as a complex phenomenon that can further complicate the impact of YouTube on individuals. So, our guest speaker here, Dr. Luke Balcom, is a renowned digital mental health expert with over 23 years of experience in researching and consulting for applied psychology, informatics, and environmental science disciplines. His recent publications are focused on digital mental health, or DMH, and its potential to serve vulnerable and at-risk populations with technology-enabled solutions. Dr. Balcom has conducted extensive scoping reviews evaluating the effectiveness, usability, and quality of the digital mental health platforms and interventions, which have shown promising results in filling service gaps and improving the domain. Dr. Balcom's work in DMH has been groundbreaking, with novel concepts such as linking Spotify listeners with DMH and an independent of YouTube recommendation algorithm for promoting positive mental health content. He is currently working on how to effectively use prompt engineering in digital mental health and suicide prevention research, aiming to develop the new ways of using technology-enabled solutions in mental health care. With a focus on cutting-edge AI-based tools, in combination with mental health researcher inputs and practitioner interventions, Dr. Balcom is using his expertise to shine a light on contemporary methods for fostering positive mental health. His work in the field has been instrumental in advancing the understanding and implementation of DMH, making him a leading figure in the digital mental health community. So, without further ado, I bring to you our guest speaker, Dr. Luke Balcom. Luke, welcome to Quantum Photonics. We are very excited to hear your very relevant research.
Thank you, Cecile. Appreciate that introduction. So hello and welcome to my presentation on the impact of YouTube on loneliness and mental health. My name is Dr. Luke Balcom, and thanks to Quantum Photonics for inviting me and for you, the listeners, for joining us. Today I will present findings from a recent informatics article called The Impact of YouTube on Loneliness and Mental Health. This study was inspired by YouTube's amazing recommendation algorithms, which efficiently provide billions of hours of video content to a diverse range of users globally. However, we are also concerned about the opaqueness of content moderation and the potential for errors and bias by YouTube's recommendation algorithms. So, we will use this example of a video sharing, search engine, and social media platform to explore the risks and opportunities of increasingly powerful artificial intelligence. It is therefore important to understand some of the terms for how AI may be used in mental health research and development. I will therefore provide 3 definitions to support understanding of the ideas presented in the presentation. Firstly, plugins are AI-powered tools designed specifically for large language models with safety as a core principle. OpenAI's GPT-4 is currently the most advanced GPT system available online. It's producing safer and more useful responses to users' text prompts with a chatbot service. Plugins through various GPT chatbot services provide access to up-to-date information. They run computations or use third-party services. A chatbot is a computer program that uses AI and natural language processing to understand customer questions and automate responses to them, simulating human conversation. Integrated digital mental health platforms provide clinical integration of online services with a separate network of face-to-face mental health services. Now that we have a little background information in terms of AI and digital solutions in mental health, I will describe our recent study, followed by a new description of the concept for a digital mental health platform that combines plugins with chatbots, as well as recommendation algorithms and human input to produce content detection and moderation, as well as promotion and intervention outputs. I am then keen to hear from enthusiasts and experts to help build this AI human solution for positive mental health and suicide prevention. Please, YouTube is the most used streaming platform in the world, with over 2.6 billion monthly active users. It also serves as the second most used search engine as host to numerous social media communities. It offers a variety of content from entertainment to education and allows users to interact with each other and with content creators. But what are the effects of YouTube on mental health? How does it influence feelings of loneliness and social connection? And what can be done to prevent harmful content from reaching vulnerable users? In this presentation, we will share with you the findings of our new research, which synthesized 32 papers into an integrated review. We'll explore how YouTube use promotes feelings of loneliness as well as impacts on mental health. We'll also discuss the implications and recommendations of our study for policymakers, content creators, and users. Some of the key facts that we found from our research will also be presented in this presentation. In the next slide, I'll explain the methodology of our research and how we conducted the integrated review. I appreciate your attention so far. Please refer to slide 2, methods. We conducted an integrated review combining empirical and theoretical literature on YouTube, loneliness, and mental health. Purpose of sampling from 4 databases and 3 search engines used specific search terms. We included peer-reviewed studies in English reporting any impact or effect related to YouTube use and mental health. We excluded studies not focusing on YouTube and mental health, or those not meeting quality standards. We applied a 5-step amendment of a modified integrated review framework. This was used to evaluate and synthesize the reported outcomes. Synthesis included views on clinical effectiveness, user impact, socio-cultural impact, readiness for adoption, critical appraisal and evaluation. Please refer to slide 3. Results. In this slide, we will present the main findings from our integrated review. The first theme is that regular YouTube users, especially those under the age of 29, who watched content about other people's lives, were the most negatively affected by YouTube. They reported higher levels of loneliness, anxiety, and depression compared with non-users and occasional users of YouTube. This could be due to various factors such as social comparison, isolation, cyberbullying, or reduced self-esteem. The second theme is that loneliness and social anxiety may worsen due to high-frequency YouTube use. For example, where parasocial relationships lead to reduced face-to-face experiences. These parasocial relationships are a one-sided emotional bond between YouTube creators and viewers. Some viewers may become overly attached or dependent upon their favorite content creators, while others may feel envious or inferior to them. Parasocial relationships may interfere with real-life social relationships and create unrealistic expectations or dissatisfaction. The third theme is that above 2 hours a day of YouTube use is high. Over 5 hours a day is saturated and may require interventions. We found that excessive YouTube use may impair daily functioning, academic performance, sleep quality, and physical health. We suggest that users limit their time on YouTube and seek out other forms of social interaction and entertainment. The fourth theme is that more needs to be done to prevent suicide-related content being recommended to users and to increase the quality component of YouTube's recommendation algorithms. We found that there are concerns about YouTube's algorithm, whereby it can recommend suicide-related content to users who may be at risk of self-harm or suicidal ideation. This could have serious consequences for their mental health and well-being. We also found that there's a lack of verified positive mental health content or promotions on YouTube, which could help users cope with their issues or seek professional help. The fifth theme is that users have some influence over content moderation to prevent disturbing or inappropriate content coming through. For example, parental controls and settings are available. Search functions may be turned off, as well as watch history can be reviewed or wiped. This may help users to avoid unwanted or harmful content and to tailor their preferences more effectively. Monitoring the watch history and parental controls may also help parents or guardians to protect their children from inappropriate content. The last theme is that regulations and developing a tailored AI plugin may help by detecting and moderating tools which direct users towards verified positive mental health content. This could reduce the exposure to harmful content and increase access to helpful resources for users who need them. This AI plugin would be based on a mix of AI-based machine learning, risk modeling, and suitably qualified human decisions. In the next slide, we will discuss the implications and recommendations of our study for policymakers, content creators, and users. Thank you for your continued attention. Please refer to slide 4, implications and recommendations. In this slide, we will highlight the role of AI in addressing the challenges and opportunities of YouTube use for mental health. The first recommendation is that we recommend self-management by users, psychoeducation, as well as caregiver controls. Users need to be aware of the potential risks and benefits of YouTube use for their mental health and well-being. They need to learn how to use YouTube in a healthy and balanced way, such as limiting their time, diversifying their content, and seeking out other forms of social interaction and entertainment. They also need to be informed about the available resources and support for mental health issues, such as online counselling, helplines, or peer groups. Caregivers such as parents or guardians need to monitor and control their children's YouTube use, such as turning off the search function, reviewing and wiping watch history, or setting time limits. The second recommendation is that AI may fill the gaps of determining appropriate content or flagging it for review. AI can help to identify and filter out harmful or inappropriate content, such as suicide-related videos, cyberbullying, or misinformation. AI can also help to recommend verified positive mental health content or promotions, such as educational videos, inspirational stories, or self-help tools. AI can also help to monitor and analyze user behavior and preferences, such as watch history, comments, or likes, and provide personalized feedback or suggestions. The third recommendation is that tailoring monitoring strategies and developing new regulations and guidelines may complement mental health practitioner interventions. Mental health practitioners need to be aware of the impact of YouTube use on their clients' mental health and well-being. They need to be able to assess their clients' YouTube use patterns, preferences, and problems, and therefore provide appropriate interventions such as cognitive behavioral therapy, motivational interviewing, or mindfulness exercises. They also need to advocate for new regulations and guidelines that protect users from harmful content and promote positive mental health content on YouTube. The fourth recommendation is that YouTube has invested in content moderation, algorithm changes, content creator education, and user controls and warnings. YouTube has taken some steps to address the negative mental health impact of its content. YouTube's algorithm recommendations were changed in 2019. It reduced consumption of borderline content by 70%. Violative content is immediately removed by YouTube, whom are educating content creators about developing and posting positive mental health impact and imposing restrictions where this has not been followed, as well as providing the control settings and warnings on suicide or self-harm content. The fifth recommendation is that YouTube needs to improve the quality of its content and its links to mental health care and support. YouTube assesses the quality of its content, but appears to be not thorough enough. We suggest recommendation algorithms and plugins should be developed independently of YouTube, then tested for safety, usefulness, and effectiveness. These plugins would serve as a screening and referral tool after thorough content detection and moderation, whereby they assist vulnerable or at-risk YouTube users with verified information and resources, as well as connection with digital, blended, or face-to-face care through verified content or promotions. In the next slide, we will discuss limitations in future research. Thank you for your ongoing attention. Please refer to slide 5, limitations in future research. Our study has some limitations that should be acknowledged. First, we only included studies in English, which may have excluded relevant literature in other languages. Second, we only focused on YouTube as a platform, which may not capture the full spectrum of online video consumption and its effects on mental health. Third, we only synthesized existing literature, which may have gaps or biases in terms of methodology, quality, or scope. Therefore, more empirical research is needed to validate and extend our findings. Our study has some future directions that could be explored. First, we suggest conducting more longitudinal studies to examine the causal relationships between YouTube use and mental health outcomes over time. Second, we suggest conducting more qualitative studies to understand the lived experiences and perspectives of YouTube users and content creators regarding their mental health needs and issues. Third, we suggest conducting more experimental studies to test the effectiveness and feasibility of independent of YouTube recommendation algorithms and plugins for directing users towards verified positive mental health content or promotions. Please refer to slide 6, conclusion. We identified some key themes in the study. Some of the key themes that emerged from the literature and made some recommendations, and our recommendations were based on these, including regular YouTube users, especially those under 29 years of age or who watched content about people's lives, were most negatively affected by YouTube. They reported high levels of loneliness, anxiety, and depression than non-users or occasional users, We recommend that users limit their time on YouTube and seek out other forms of social interaction and entertainment. Secondly, parasocial relationships with YouTube content creators may worsen mental health issues. Some viewers may become overly attached or dependent on their favourite content creators, while others may feel envious or inferior to them. Parasocial relationships may also interfere with real-life social relationships and create unrealistic expectations of dissatisfaction. We recommend that users diversify their content and avoid unhealthy comparison or attachments. Thirdly, YouTube's algorithm may recommend suicide-related content to vulnerable users who may be at risk of self-harm or suicidal ideation. This could have serious consequences to their mental health and well-being. We also found that there's a lack of verified positive mental health content or promotions on YouTube, which could help users cope with their issues or seek professional help. We recommend that regulations and solutions be developed to direct users towards verified positive mental health content or promotions. This could address the gap for verified mental health or suicide tools. We advocate self-management by users, psychoeducation and caregiver controls. Users need to be aware of the potential risks and benefits of YouTube use for their mental health and well-being. They need to learn how to use YouTube in a healthy and balanced way. Caregivers such as parents or guardians need to monitor and control their children's YouTube use. We recommend that users be informed about the available resources and support that are available, such as online counselling, helplines, or peer groups. Lastly, it's important to tailor monitoring strategies and develop new regulations and guidelines that complement mental health practitioner interventions. Mental health practitioners need to be aware of the impact of YouTube use on their clients' mental health and well-being. They need to assess their clients' YouTube use patterns, preferences, and problems, and provide appropriate interventions. They also need to advocate for new regulations and guidelines to help protect users from harmful content and promote positive mental health content on YouTube. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you found it informative and interesting. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have, but first, I'd like to propose a digital mental health solution with a little more detail to help you to improve understanding about how you might be able to be a part of its development. The platform that I proposed may be called Connect DMH. It's a multifunctional integrated platform because it includes a user interface that links to social media and video sharing platforms such as YouTube. It also has a back channel for AI, human interaction. That's where informatics and mental health experts may collaborate. An off-the-shelf browser plugin such as Glasp is an automatically tasked with routine searches of YouTube. For example, the plugin summarizes mental health and suicide-related content on YouTube videos, and then an automated protocol is used to copy and paste it to another off-the-shelf platform, whereby an AI-powered chatbot generates comments and recommendations based on the context of that video. The concept has significant potential in developing a detection and moderation system. It may detect or moderate negative or otherwise disturbing or inappropriate content on YouTube, as well as promote positive mental health and suicide prevention. To provide suggestions for exploration, the plugin, such as Glasp, and the chatbot, such as Bing, could use the most powerful technologies on this new platform. However, it requires testing and evaluation of their recommendation algorithms that combine these plugin and chatbot tools to provide a new tool called a mental health assistant. This would serve in the back channel as well as in the user interface. Firstly, it is used to automate the process of copying and pasting between the plugin and the chatbot, thereby flagging content according to risk or opportunity categories. Human input may be required, including decisions by suitably qualified experts. The protocol can then proceed to flag the content on YouTube. Users or caregivers may be alerted, as well as they may be provided with opportunities for referral to tailored, verified information and resources, as well as intervention with mental health practitioners or helplines where appropriate. The value of this concept is difficult to estimate accurately because there is a lack of such platforms and services available. However, it has the potential to be worth millions of dollars, especially considering the growing demand for digital mental health solutions. The operationalization of the platform will depend on several factors, including funding, development time, and regulatory compliance. It is possible that the platform could be operationalized within a year or two, given sufficient resources. There is the possibility for various revenue streams, such as from YouTube, from subscriptions to the Mental Health Assistant app, through government funding, or through a small referral fee, somewhere between $1.50 to $3 for each user that's referred to a verified mental health platform or matched to a mental health care service. So, platform technology and AI enthusiasts and experts. You may be able to assist in the next steps by providing suggestions and help in developing the protocol, technical expertise in developing the platform and connecting the plugin and chatbot, as well as the independent recommendation algorithm, and then ensure that there's private data and security. We also would need a user-friendly interface for the platform. You may be able to help in testing and validating the platform to ensure its effectiveness, usability, and safety. Overall, the concept has significant potential in promoting positive mental health and suicide prevention, and with appropriate funding and expertise, it could be a valuable addition to the digital mental health landscape.